want to start with, I'm a fan of your work. I thought you did a fantastic job with this movie. Thank you for spending years of your time making it.
Thank you, man.
So I'm obsessed with the editing process because that's where like every movie comes together.
You're right about that.
And your editing is very unique compared to a lot of other filmmakers, your style. And I'm curious, what is it actually like for you? How long does it, for say Elvis, how long is it for you in the editing room putting this thing together?
It's a really good question. I've got this actually great team. I have two editors that I work with, Matty and Jono, Matt Butler and Jono Redman. And then they have a vast team around them. But, you know, you're so right, Stephen. See, I look upon editing as writing. Like, I write it, then I shoot it, but then I keep writing it, in a sense, through editorial. Because also, like, I've got a 4-hour version. I shouldn't say that, but I have.
I'm going to get to that question in a second.
But I have to make a 2.5-hour version, and I have to serve the main art. So many, like, here's something beautiful. Like, last night, and we didn't expect this, but the Presley family have been so suddenly embracing of the movie. They brought us back to Graceland, and we had a barbecue, and we go inside the building, we're drinking in the jungle room, hanging, like it's a home. And we're in Graceland, and we're like being treated to a warm, loving home. I'm sitting there with Olivia de Jong, and she says, Baz, this is crazy, because remember you rebuilt the jungle room? She said, I've never been here to Graceland. This is exactly like the jungle room set that we shot in the ghetto, Elvis recording. Now, I didn't use that in the movie. It didn't, as much as you love that scene, you go, no, structurally, if we go there, we're not going to go on to the drama of the next beat. So it's relentless cut and recut, try and restyle. And I'm even doing re-voiceovering and pickups as I go through the editorial process. It's like molding clay. I never finish.
I would love to see a longer version of this movie as a fan of Elvis and as a fan of yours. You mentioned you have like a 4-hour cut. Is that a cut that you were like happy to show it, or is it like that's an assembly cut?
It's an assembly. It's a different kind of movie. And I think right now, this one is, I wanted to make a movie for the theater, right? I make theatrical movies. My mission is to make a movie that's not a franchise movie. All respect to franchise movies, by the way. I love my Batman. But I want to make a movie that cross generations will come in that's not a franchise and sit in a dark room with strangers and commune in a vast American story, a vast American opera. And that's what I hope this will be, and that's what I'm fighting for, is to try and bring audiences of all types back to the theater.
No doubt in my mind people are going to come to the movies to see your vision. My question is, if you had the ability, would you release an extended cut? And if so, how long could it be?
So I've just been going through this experience I did Australia, but Hulu, it's funny, the same executive, Hulu have asked me would I do an episodic version. I've just about finished it. And it's actually like so funny because it's what I feel like it's a variation on, like if you write a piece of music, it's a variation on. So, and I think it's a really legitimate telling. It's not just filler, you know? I can't even begin to conceive what a longer version of this would be right now. But the idea that there's a different riff on this theatrical version, that's years down the road. It's years down the road. But it's possible. But I can't underline enough, it's not tomorrow, it's years down the road.
Totally. Just as a fan, I would like to see the other things that you shot that didn't make it in.
Well, I will release a few things that are just special that maybe didn't make it into the movie or that are just special. I mean, seeing Austin, I had to release some footage of Austin's costume test the other day because people simply don't believe he's singing the first part of the movie. And that was him just hanging around riffing while we were looking at costumes. And still people come back and say, yeah, but is he really singing that?